Hello and welcome to Proverb Minutes. I don't think there's anyone that can deny that the world is in a state of storm with all the turmoil and arguments of global warming, governments failing, governments lying, not telling the truth, telling the truth. Pilate said, what is truth? And how do we come to terms with all the things that are foreign to us in life? I would say that my own opinion is that we all have a common measure of ignorance. And so one of the things that we have in unity between ourselves is the Word of God and what He requests of us. And if we can accomplish these things, then not only will we be personally better off, but we'll be able to bond with one another in a more acceptable way. So let us here read from 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And isn't that the bowels of depression and anxiety and chaos that form with the media hype that wants to keep us dumbed down? But here it says, resist him, steadfast in the faith. What lifts us is the faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. There's not one of us, not one heart, no matter who you are, top to bottom, that doesn't experience the grief of living. But the Bible gives us those exact words to free us from the bondage, that bondage of the flesh, that takes those into the storms that are such tornadoes that it's almost unrecoverable. But to recover from the storm of life, we need to be steadfast in the faith. And more importantly, He's told us, be sober, cautious, be vigilant, resist the devil, resist temptations. Do these things and you will do well. You will not stumble. Because how often, there's not one of us that doesn't go through a stumbling now and then. But to find the words of God helps us in coming to our senses that we more often would not stumble just for the fact that we know His Word. So in this storm that we plow through in life, what are the synonyms of vigilant? Well, to be alert, to be aware, attentive, be heedful, be observant, be watchful, be careful. All these things go along with being vigilant. And these things, regardless of whether one has faith in God or not, which is a tragedy in itself, these are the things that an average, normal human being of any kind of character and decency should hold true in their hearts. Because if we don't have these things, our civilization is at risk of collapse beyond measure. As when Abraham Lincoln said all the armies of Europe, Asia, and the Dark Continent combined could not take a drink from the Ohio or cross the Potomac for 1,000 years. If America is to fall, it will be from within. And many others have great quotes on this exact avenue of defeatism and collapse into anarchy without the bonding of human to human. So if we just want to go into isolationism, narcissism, self-entitlement, what are you doing for me? It's not that we are doing for them. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Ask not what your church can do for you, but what can you do for the church? What can you do for your neighbor? What can you do for your friends? Instead of expecting that you're going to get it for nothing. It's always been said that a country without work has no foundation to stand on the bones that it carries. So if you've enjoyed Proverb Minutes, I hope you subscribe, come back. Let's study further in the future. And most often in your life as we proceed, be vigilant. Care for someone, talk to someone, care about those things that give us trust in our hearts, trust that we're doing good. And if we can believe in ourselves, then we have confidence in God. Let us not question those things. Let us do as the Bible tells us to. Well, thanks for coming. We'll see you on the next ride. Let's get through the storm together. Thanks. Bye-bye.